Hi guys, Marina Purkiss, podcaster and political commentator, has demonstrated on a number of occasions that she can hold her own with pretty much anyone, and because of that, Express writer Carole Malone ended up refusing to engage with Marina when both appeared on the Storm Huntley show. A question: what is the point of inviting people like Carole Malone onto shows like this? She didn't add anything to the conversation. She just uses this platform to pour hatred and bigotry onto the most vulnerable in society, be it the poor, asylum seekers, or people on benefits. When confronted with her own idiotic positions, she refuses to engage. Have a listen to this.
Okay, well, it's interesting. So out of the three ways in which you would stop the small boats coming across Marina, Carole didn't mention safe and legal routes. I am suspicious of the fact that I think you're going to suggest that that would be a more appropriate manner.
Yeah, just before we get on to that, you mentioned like leaving the ECHR. I can't stress how ridiculous and a suggestion that is.
What's your
It
opinion?
is like smashing up your house, Carole, because you don't like, I don't know, some tiles in one of the rooms.
It's not a British court.
Can I explain to you why? That ECHR is our last defence if our government comes for us. So, for example, it helped the victims of Hillsborough actually try and pursue justice, the ECHR did, because our own government was, the police were basically trying to suggest that the victims were to blame.
The police,
right?
not the government.
So, but the state. So we're talking about it being a protection from the state. That's what the ECHR does. Please stop interrupting.
I'll interrupt you.
And then the other, let me make my point,
why don't you go on Twitter?
Let me make my point, Carole.
Let Marina have a point.
As for the other way to stop, I mean, the Rwanda plan is a wonderful way to just keep wasting taxpayers' money and doing absolutely nothing to deter people. What this government has done is basically, because we don't have safe routes, because we do for Ukraine, and there's the Afghan resettlement scheme, which is accepted I think it's under 70 people, right? So what this government is saying to people is, you can only claim asylum in this country if you arrive here. We're basically, it's like a challenge. We're incentivising them. It's like if you need a life-saving operation at a hospital and the hospital says, we will not accept you, except if you break in. That's the way you'll get that operation. That's what this government's doing.
I mean, it is very limited, Carole, what you can do in order to get in a safe way, isn't it? I mean, the UK resettlement scheme, it prioritises.
So can we just? So you just said they're safe routes.
Carry on.
Can you tell me what safe routes?
Carry on.
No, tell me. You said they're safe routes.
No, I don't want to engage with you, Marina.
Okay,
And there you have it. I don't want to engage with you because what you're doing is you're presenting facts, and I can't deal with facts. I'm only here for my opinion. This is a huge problem with these types of shows. You have people on who have no idea what they're talking about, but they're there to present an opinion on whatever the issue of the day is. And of course, it's generally the right-wing people who are brought on who have no idea what they're talking about. This is not like a discussion on, for example, climate change, and you bring on two scientists who both accept the reality of climate change and discuss how we should deal with it. This is like inviting on a scientist and inviting on some sort of headbanger who gets their information off Facebook. What does Carole Malone add to the discussion here? Well, at the end, she didn't add anything because she refused to engage. But she was told about the European Convention on Human Rights and how it helped the victims of the Hillsborough disaster. There are a whole range of other examples that can be given as well. Marina has pointed to some of them in the past. And these are fundamental rights being protected by the European Court of Human Rights, which people like Carole Malone want to get rid of. Now, why does she want to get rid of it? Well, because she believes it would punish asylum seekers. We're going to throw out these protections for British people to punish a small number of asylum seekers. It's a bit like Brexit, where, and of course Carole is a brexiteer, let's leave the European Union, let's end freedom of movement to punish a few foreigners. Oh, look, we've actually punished ourselves too. What's the benefit of that? But the bigger point here is why are TV shows like this inviting people on who don't understand the issues that they're there to discuss? She was asked a number of times, can you present some examples of safe routes? And her response is, that's your opinion when it comes to European Convention on Human Rights, and when it comes to safe routes, I don't want to engage with you. She tried to interrupt Marina, of course, said, please don't interrupt because I'm making a point. But her point of interruption was not to clarify something. I think it's fine if you want to interrupt to clarify, but it was to interrupt just for the sake of interrupting. She realized, okay, we're going down a road that I can't deal with, so I'll interrupt to try and break the flow of the conversation, or the flow of thought here. It's pretty pathetic. But once again, these people are brought on as some sort of balance, I believe. You have somebody who understands what they're talking about. Let's bring on somebody who has no idea whatsoever. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.